right, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back in. Welcome, Bossman Army. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to this week's segment of Premier League review. Game week 24 just ended, and we're about to review all the games, all the good stuff, actual breakdown. Uh, there were big statement wins, big responses from teams after the disappointing losses in game week 23, and a bunch of points that really matter for the title charge. The top four race, the survival fight, relegation battle, all of the good stuff. So yeah, welcome back in. Hope everyone is doing great. I'm doing all right, chilling like a villain. Remember to subscribe. Stop whatever you're doing right now. Subscribe, like, share, and all of the good stuff. All right, it will help grow the channel. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Boss Manami. And let's dive right in. Let's cook. Let's cook. All right, match by match review. Let's start with Wolves versus Bournemouth. Yeah. Now, Bournemouth scored twice in this game with very controlled transitions. Wolves had the ball, but they couldn't unlock Bournemouth's block. Wolves actually scored first, but it was disallowed due to an offside. They started well. It seemed like it was going to be one of those games where Bournemouth would, struggle to break them down. But a wonder goal from Krupi from outside the 18 unlocked Wolves, and then Bournemouth took charge from then on. Wolves came into this game after a goalless draw with Newcastle last week, so they got that point. And but again, they failed to score in this game. So that's two games running where they failed to score, two straight games without a goal. So that's already spells problem for them. They're in 20th position, no reprieve, no goals, no points. So it does seem like they're going to be going down. If you have possession with no bite, it's just direction, no danger. That's exactly what Wolves did. Possession, no bites. Burma took all 3 points, and that's that. Leeds United versus Arsenal. This ended 0-4 in favor of Arsenal. Boom. This is what you call boom. Statement win by Arsenal. They're coming off that loss to United in the previous game week. Arsenal just came skin for them. Everybody was looking at it. I was looking at it as a tough game, even though I did give Arsenal the win in my predictions. But I was like, okay, that they're still here. They're still the leaders. Next game, Brighton Everton. This one was tight. This one was pretty tight. Brighton scored first, but then Everton fought back and equalized in the second half. Now Everton have picked up points in gritty situations where they don't control the final third possession. We know they do that. They grind out games, and then steal a point, or sometimes even steal the win. That's like survival mentality for Everton. David Moyes is, putting that grit in point. Beto scored the late goal for Everton to equalize. Chelsea versus West Ham United. Chelsea 3, West Ham United 2. Now this was competitive. This was a game. I enjoyed this one. West Ham fought. They took the lead actually in the first half. Took the 2-goal lead to against Chelsea in the first half at Stamford Bridge, shocking to everybody, and they couldn't keep it. I already started feeling twitchy when Nuno went all defensive in the second half. I was like, you're just inviting pressure. Chelsea are going to grind you down. Then Rosinho brought in João Pedro, brought in Fofana, brought in Neto, took off Garnacho, who was a waste. Garnacho was an eyesore in the first half to watch. It was terrible. Good riddance. From a United fan, good riddance. So Chelsea got the equalizer, got the 2 goals, and then scored the winning goal by Enzo Fernandez in the 92nd or the 93rd minute. Now, this was history. Enzo always comes up with important goals. Big shout out to him for Chelsea. Liverpool, Newcastle United. Liverpool 4, Newcastle United 1. Liverpool are not playing around. Newcastle came in, took the lead, and everybody was like, yeah, God, Anthony Gordon scored, first goal from open play in over 30 games. And it started well for them. I predicted a draw in this game, so I was thinking, okay, yeah, 1-1 or 2-2. But after that Newcastle game, the Newcastle goal, Etikite turned it up. You're like, it's like Newcastle, who? He got 2 quick-fire goals, and then Waits got the third, and yeah, they rounded it off and got a 4-goal win. Konate came back from injury and got his own goal, and got a goal that was a fourth goal. So it was a powerful statement score for Liverpool, scoring four goals after recent stutters that they've been having in the league. Newcastle struggled to keep up completely in the final 45. The sort of scoreline just tells you Liverpool mean business, even under pressure. Mo Salah played, didn't score, but had, some good chances. When Liverpool attack at speed like that, they don't just score, they pose danger every time. It felt like every time Liverpool were going forward, they were going to get a goal. Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace. Tight cup style game. Yeah. It was a very low XG, from both sides, lots of midfield battles. Neither team dominated the game, really, to be honest. So I feel like 1-1 is a fair scoreline in this game. Forest came off that loss to Villa in game week 23. Palace were uneven. They're falling apart, losing players, about to lose their manager. So this was like a reality check for both of them. Caution meets caution was what they did, and took 1 point each. Manchester United versus Fulham. Ooh, this was an up and down war, up and down battle. United looked very, very comfortable in the first half, and at least the first part of the second half. Went 2 goals up. I tell you what, there were 3 goals scored in the last 10 minutes of the game. Fulham got that. United were leading 2-0. Fulham got the penalty for 2-1, and which Jimenez put away, and then Fulham scored 2-2 with Kevin, who was brought on late in the second half. In the 90th minute, he scored 2-2 to equalize for Fulham, and everybody thought the game was over, only for Sesko to go down the other way and convert in the 94th minute from a Bruno Fernandes inch perfect pass. So it was an amazing game. 3-2 was the final score. United got all 3 points for Carrick's third win in a row in only his third game. This same feat took Amorim almost more than a year to achieve. Amorim only got three wins in a row once in over a year at the helm of affairs in Manchester United. I say bring him back and fire him again, because what were we even trying to endure with Amorim? Suffering and smiling. Nah, man, that was. And I said it from the back. I was like, if it's not working, it's not working. Don't try to pamper these managers. It's not working. It's not working. Keep it simple. Carrick is keeping it simple. Carrick is motivating the boys, and they are doing wonders. So 5 goal game thriller. United took all 3 points. And now United have learned to win games even when it's messy, which is very, very important. So 9 points out of 3 games, 9 points out of a possible nine. United are flying high. And they're playing Tottenham next weekend. We'll see how they fare. Next game, Aston Villa, Brentford. Villa did not get the breakthrough today, even against the 10-man Brentford. Brentford got a red card early in the game, but still scored with 10 men and managed to hold out till the very end with 10 men to take 3 points at Villa Park. That's shocking. In fact, this was a shocking defeat. A team can have the ball, have the advantage, but you still have to finish the job. Villa didn't finish the job. They dominated the ball, but big holes between lines, and Brentford scaled it. Tottenham 2, Manchester City 2. Absolute tactical clash. This was another game of the weekend for me. City had most of the ball, which we expected. I thought City was going to edge this game and win, but Spurs got their chances. Could have even won it after they equalized. City took the lead 2-0, ran into a 2-0 lead. Cherky scored the second, I believe. Or no, Cherky scored the first. I can't even remember who scored the second, but yeah, they ran into that 2-goal lead. City ran into a 2-goal lead, and we thought they were going to run away with the game completely. But guess what? Solanke, Super Solanke, even with all the injuries that Spurs had, came in the second half. There was a foul in there on Gehi, but VAR let the goal stand. And then the second goal from Solanke, the pace and the chances on the counter attack. And then, yeah, the boat ended up sharing the points in the game. I remember now, Semenyo got the second goal. Yeah, I don't know why I blanked out. I know it wasn't Haaland. Semenyo got the second goal for City. He's been scoring back-to-back games. The boy is, the boy. We know he's great. We all knew he was going to shine, but I didn't expect it to be like instant success. But that's what it is. He hit the ground running in City and has been performing wonderfully well since. So yeah, the points were shared here. Positioning wins you battles. Pattern wins games. This one had neither. City couldn't hold off for the win or grind Spurs down for the win. Spurs managed to fight back and score 2 beautiful goals to get a point. And that means Manchester City has fallen behind in the title race again, even after, almost catching up last week to 4 points. Now they're 6 points behind Arsenal. Sunderland 3, Burnley 0. And yeah, that's the last game of the game weekend. Sunderland didn't just win. They handled Burnley. They bullied Burnley. This is a scoreline that echoes confidence. The Sunderland boys were balling. Points. We're 24 games in. They're still 19th position, points away from safety. Looks like Burnley and Wood home. So for my awards and big moments, game of the week for me, this one is tough because the Chelsea West Ham game, I feel like I can't pick one because the Chelsea West Ham game was good. Chelsea coming back from behind to win that game after being 2 goals down in the first half. Man City Spurs was also interesting, even though nobody ended up winning it. United Fulham was also a good game because everybody thought United had, thrown away the points in the dying minutes, but only for United to come back and win the game. So I'd say I can't particularly pick one game of the week. I have three shouts for game of the week. Yeah, and also Brentford getting those points away at Villa was a good one for them. But if I had to pick one that I really enjoyed watching, I'm not going to be biased. Let me not pick the Manchester United game, even though it was quite interesting. I'll probably pick the Chelsea West Ham game because to me, I thought it was done and dusted for West Ham, but they went and threw away 2 goal lead and threw away all 3 points. So that was a very interesting game to watch. The goal of the week for me, that's an easy one. The goal of the week would have to be Solanke's Scorpion kick. Super Solanke with the Scorpion kick. So I call it Scorpion Solanke. The Scorpion Solanke kick was the goal of the week for me against Manchester City to get 1 point. Flop of the week. Oh, nah. Flop of the week. I don't know if to pick Wolves again, but we already expected Wolves to perform badly. So I'll pick Aston Villa. Flop of the week for me will be Aston Villa losing at home to Brentford will be flop of the week. Also, West Ham throwing away 2 goals and 3 potential points at Stamford Bridge after being so comfortable in the first half. That's another flop that we have to call out. So West Ham flop and Aston Villa flop. Aston Villa couldn't beat 10-man Brentford, so that's a flop. Team of the week would have to be drumroll. Team of the week Brentford. I think that was the most unexpected result. Brentford beating Aston Villa away. Brentford don't normally perform away, so Brentford beating Aston Villa away would probably be the team of the week for me with 10 men. With 10 men. Team of the week. Shock of the week, same game, Aston Villa Brentford. Didn't expect Aston Villa to lose at home. They are third on the table, title contenders behind Arsenal and behind Man City. So that would be the shock of the week for me. So let's quickly look at the league table. Arsenal's big win keeps them in the driver's seat. They're first on the table, leading by 6 points. Liverpool stay hot with a statement victory. Yeah, United have bumped up to fourth position. United keep climbing. Even when the matches get rough, they still keep climbing. United are sitting comfortably in fourth position now. Man City second, Aston Villa third. United are just hot on the heels of Aston Villa. The problem with United now is if we get one more win, what we'll start talking about is a title charge. Let's not talk about that. Let's just talk about being comfortably in the Champions League spot. So fourth for United and fifth place Chelsea, sixth place Liverpool, and then we go down. City drop points, but they still remain the elite team to beat. They're in second position. And we go further down. Teams like Brighton and Everton, they're grinding out their points in different ways. And then when we get back into the relegation points or relegation position, we see West Ham and Burnley and Wolves sitting in 18th, 19th, and 20th spots. Will they survive? Will they make it out of those spots? Well, we're yet to see. West Ham, they could have gotten 3 points that would have helped them, go a long way, but they threw those away. We'll see. There's still a lot of games to go, but I think Wolves and Burnley's fates are pretty much sealed, you know. So it's just left for West Ham to see if they can survive it. And there you have it. That's your game week 24 review for the Bossman Army. Thanks for watching. And again, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bossman talking to you. Cheers.